Welcome to Forest Chat, where we talk about individual endeavour in Western Australia, what it takes, what it means, and how you do it. I'm your host, Paul Vandermeer, and in today's episode, I'm talking with Nicole Watson about parkrun milestones. Nicole has been doing parkrun since March 2014 and currently has just over 500 parkruns to her name. Welcome to Forest Chat, Nicole.
Thanks, Paul.
Nicole, I would ask normally what is parkrun, but we have spoken about parkrun a number of times on the podcast. What I might do instead is ask you about milestones, because right now you're wearing a t-shirt that you've had a whole heap of milestones added to the back of. What are those things?
Well, started off with parkrun, and I just did parkrun every week. And then I found these challenges and I went, oh, okay, I can do this. Oh, I've done alphabet now. So then I've planned holidays around going to different places to get different letters to do my alphabet. I'm now currently sitting on 2 letters off finishing my second alphabet. That's planned for September. When I go down to Tasmania, I can do those 2. I've done 100 different locations. I've done 10 different countries. I've done every letter, a parkrun starting with every letter of my name, parkrun starting with every letter of parkrun. I've done lots of different things, all the different challenges. I just look at and go, yep, okay, I've done that one now.
There's probably about 20, is it, on the back of your shirt?
Yeah, I think there's nearly 20.
And there were some, I looked at them and I thought, oh, what's that one?
And there's space for more. I made her do it, stick them on so I could have room for extras. Go wider, go longer.
Fantastic.
So, yes.
So there's a whole range of these milestones. So let's dig into one of the milestones. Do you have a favourite?
Probably the alphabet one, because it meant went to lots of different places that I wouldn't normally have gone to. And it's not so much the name. Like my parents were in Victoria, so I went to visit them with the intention of going to Yarrawonga, which everyone, why? It's not, because it's a Frank Keenan reserve. So it was an F, and as we don't have any Fs in Western Australia, that was my target, to get the F on that visit. So, just different places that I wouldn't normally think of going because of a name. So,
All right. And an alphabet challenge. How do you achieve it?
The first letter of every name of the local parkrun, and you have to do one parkrun for every letter of the alphabet, except for X, because there's no X's in the world. So,
right, that's probably a lucky thing.
Yeah. So then each time, to do your second alphabet, you've got to do a different letter. So you can't use, like Ridley Park today, I can't use that R as my second alphabet. I've got to do a different one. So I think, 2 off my second and about 8 letters off my third alphabet.
Wow.
So that's, when you're planning holidays and looking at different parkruns that you can go to, I'm like going, oh, I can get that letter, or I can get this letter, or if I go there, I can do this letter.
Right. So the alphabet challenge is like just one of the challenges.
Yep.
Where do people find all of these challenges? Where are they? Are they listed somewhere? Or
there's an app that Parkrun's just taken over. What used to be the 5K app, so now it's just run by Parkrun now. That has a lot of different challenges on it. There's also Running Achievements has a lot of different challenges, and there's then you've got your personal ones that you can set up. So I was doing some at, I can't think, one point, there's out the north and south, east, west of Australia or of the state and different things like that. So you can just pick. So I wanted to do every parkrun on the 100. So Ridley Park's 100th event, Rockingham's 200th event, or that sort of thing. So I've done 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 event numbers at different parkruns. So that was just a personal one that I set up.
So the Parkrun app, so you can go onto the app store for your mobile device and download that.
I'm pretty sure it's still called the 5K Runner, a 5K app. And then, just download that and put your barcode in, and it gives you all your details. It has all your past parkrun history, not as many stats that it used to have, but still a lot of stats of what you've done. Yeah, get all your information. You can follow your friends on it and see where they're at as well. Set up challenges between you and your friends and then compare what they've done and what you've done.
It's quite an interesting one. We had it out this morning because we're doing this interview post parkrun. When else would you do
That's right.
do the interview? And there were people who didn't know about it or didn't know it had been updated and things like that.
And the handy thing at Parkrun is with the 5K app, I can pick up anyone's barcode. So if someone's forgotten their barcode, or today the barcode scanner needed her barcode to scan to register, but because her barcode's on her phone, she was like, how do I get it? So we just pulled it up on the 5K app, and she was able to scan her barcode without any issues.
Yeah, and that took like just
2
a few
seconds.
moments.
Yeah, type her name in, find her home base, and pull it up.
Yeah, that was really quick. I was quite amazed at how quickly you were able to do that. So then you talked about running challenges. Where's that?
Running Achievements. It's another app you can download on the Play Store, and that has, again, all your data and a few different challenges, more worldly challenges, whereas the 5K runner, mine's set for pretty much Australia, has the world one, but it has the Running Achievement one has the different countries. So whether you're a countryman in, like I've done countryman in Malaysia because there's a whole one park run in Malaysia. So I've done that. There's America and Canada, North and South Island and New Zealand, Australasia, which covers Australia and New Zealand, Asia, done 3 different countries in Asia. So, so lots of different ones on there. Shows you your volunteering as well and different things, how many times you've volunteered in different volunteer positions.
It's not just running, it's also volunteering.
It's all about volunteering. You can set it to see what volunteers you've done. 5K app, you can set to see what volunteers you've done. And the Running Achievement, it tells you. So I've done tail walker. If I click on that, it says I've done tail walker 60 times. Pre-event setup, it tells you how many you've done that. Token sort, whatever of volunteer you've done, it'll tell you how many times you've done each volunteer.
Right. So there's challenges around running and also volunteering.
Yep.
Because there's things like the V index.
Yes.
So the V index is different to the P index.
And I haven't I'm starting to look into them a bit more, but I do my Wilson index, which is event numbers, and I'm looking at the other ones starting there a little bit, but not quite as much.
There's all these different ones, and you've got to actually have a look and see what suits how you do parkrun, really.
That's right. And then it's like parkrun's just a 5K run every week for some people. For other people, it's like, I'm planning a holiday, but where can I be on a Saturday that has, I've just done Japan at Christmas, but I needed a place that had more than one parkrun on a Saturday because being winter, I didn't want snow or ice to stop my parkrun. So I had to find 2 or 3 venues in the town or the city that I could go, right, that's the one I want to go to. But if that's cancelled, then I can go to that one or this one. But we were lucky. We had really good weather and I was able to get my first choice at each one that we wanted to.
For each weekend?
For each weekend and New Year's Day. New Year's Day worked out, so I got my 100th location.
Yep.
And I also got position bingo.
Position bingo. Position bingo is over the series of parkruns that you do.
So every week you get a token with your position finish number. So I had received, obviously 0 you can get when you get to 100 or 200. So 1 can either be number 1 or 101, etc. like that. And
or 301 or 701.
So I had number 4 that was my only one that I didn't have. And I have a race with my husband and he's like, so he will try to race me to the finish. And the running thing is, I don't care what position, whether you beat me, but I'm having the first token unless the token is the number that I need and then I'll take whichever one. So I actually beat him across and I got my token and it was 104. So I was like, I actually did this legit this time. I didn't have to swap with him. I kept my token. I'm like, yep. So I got that was my final one to get position bingo.
Wow.
As well as my 100th location on that day. So, yeah.
Yeah, because you've done parkrun at like 105 locations.
105 locations in 10 countries around the world.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Now, there is another place that people can find challenges because parkrun did a thing further back. They wanted to make parkrun more and more inclusive, And in doing that, they took away all the real measurement
All the
tools that
stats.
people have.
All the stats that we had.
Yeah, there are a lot of stats that they used to have that they don't have anymore, but there is a way to get those now, isn't there?
There is, and I can't remember which one it is. That's right. I have lots of different apps on my phone, so I've got 5 different ones. So I have Park Race, which is a new one I've just found recently. It's again on the Play Store. It's a yellow smiley face with big glasses. It has lots of different things you can pick up. Search out which park run you're going to as to what their regular attendance is. You can see who's done the most events in the world. You can see the first finishers, the alphabet index leaderboard, and then that shows you everyone that's done the first alphabet. It tells you how much you've got to go to the next alphabet. You can get your Wilson index and see where you're leading on the Wilson index. Again, your P index, your V index. It shows all your course records and event attendance, age grade categories, the fastest finishes for each event that you pick, your diehards. There's lots of them on there. My husband thinks I'm terrible, but I showed him this and he couldn't believe that I was way down the list.
So what's the diehards? Even I haven't heard of that one.
The diehards is the most people that have done at that park run. So I've done
I used to think of that
500.
as a passionista. So they've done the same park run again and again and again.
Yes.
And not done other park
Yeah,
runs.
so I've done 500 park runs, but I've only done, I think it's 360 at Rockingham. So I'm about 15th on the list at Rockingham as a regular. We have a few people that have only ever done Rockingham Park Run. So they're, higher up. But that's, hubby thought, he was quite surprised that I was so far down the list for Rockingham.
So you've got Park Race, and you've talked already about the Parkrun app, and you've talked about running achievements, and you said you had 5.
Strava, that's just to track everything. And there's a Park Runner, which is very similar to the 5K app, but just it doesn't show quite as much. Has pretty logos to show you milestones that you've made.
It's a nice graphical interface.
Yeah. So it's got a few different achievements. Your challenge shows just a different way to show your challenges and that sort of thing.
What is it about you, Nicole, that attracts you to these challenges?
I like travel. So to get out and about on a weekend to go and see somewhere else, I may just go down to the park run, do park run, have a quick look around town and then go home again. And I've been known to drive 10 hours to drive down to like Esperance to do park runs, stay the next night and then come home. Over the Christmas holidays, I actually, after coming back from Japan, I drove from Western Australia to Victoria, then got to my parents' place and then drove another 4.5 hours down to Inverloch just because I wanted the eye. And then on the way home, I left my friend's place later than expected. So instead of doing a Y that I'd planned, I did an O to get my second O for my alphabet. So it's just, as I've got a couple of friends say, it's just crazy. You know, you think, park run, I'll just go park run every week. But then it's like, I want to go elsewhere, so I need to find somewhere else that I can do park run at the same time.
That's pretty amazing. So you really like the idea or doing the travel.
Yep.
And the planning of the travel?
The planning of the travel, and then I'm like, well, yes, I'm doing things all the time, but if I can keep my 5Ks going every Saturday, at least that's regular. I know there's walking in and out of, places and sightseeing walking, but then to do a set 5Ks every week, at least I know I've done something every week and got the heart rate going a bit better.
Yeah, so it keeps you active as well.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you're out there, you might be in a plane or on a car or whatever going somewhere, but you're also, when you're there, you're active.
We flew to Brisbane 3 weeks ago and left Perth at 11 o'clock Friday night, got into Brisbane at 5:45 Saturday morning, got the shuttle bus to the hire company, hired the car, drove to Kedron Park Run, which is a 12-minute drive away, got there at 7 o'clock, being Queensland, they start early. And
they start at 7?
They start at 7. We got there at 7 o'clock. We started at 7:05, and we still beat the tail walker back by 20 minutes. So we'd had 2.5 hours sleep on the plane and did 5Ks.
All right. And then had the rest of the time you're in Queensland to do whatever.
Yes, and then had to go down to Gold Coast and stay down there so I could get Varsity Lakes to get my second V for the alphabets. But it works well because we just planned all around visiting people and different places we want to go and just go, yep, that's a bonus. Right, let's do that.
And you're always on the lookout for the cheapest flights and...
Yep. So I'm going to Singapore in August for their National Day, and I've managed to get sales tickets for $273 returned from Perth. So it was like a no-brainer. Yep, I'll go there. It's cheaper than flying interstate here. So I thought, oh, well, I can get 2 park runs in 2 days and get a National Day, and yeah. So try to do it cheap, but sometimes it doesn't quite work, but we get there.
Yeah, so there's a whole aspect of planning and organising and seeing opportunities is also a big part of what you're doing.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not just seeing opportunities, but taking the opportunities when you see them.
That's right. So I've looked at a few different extra days, but at the moment, Singapore. So Malaysia last year worked well because it was on the Tuesday. So we flew over, did parkrun on the Saturday, then went up to Kuala Lumpur on the Sunday, had a tour around there on the Monday, did parkrun Tuesday morning and flew home Tuesday afternoon. Singapore's being Saturday and Sunday this year works really well because it's much easier to take time off work if you've only got to take, for the weekend, whereas if it's midweek, it makes it harder to organise. And so, yeah, the closer together they are, the better they are.
And you're doing all of this with a full-time job?
Yep, full-time job. Yes, full-time job, but I only work 40 weeks a year because I work in a school. So I have plenty of holidays to travel around and get all these different places.
That's something that helps drive your availability to do that.
Yes, so I can go, yep, I'm away these holidays, I'm going to this one. Oh, I'm away then, I can go to this one.
You've got them all lined up. And to me, I'm thinking, what does it take you to do it? And a part of that is your ability to actually see opportunities and juggle all the logistical things you need.
It's the spreadsheet that's set up on the computer that's planned about 6 or 8 months in advance. I've got all the event numbers for every event in Western Australia, so I can work out where I can get the closest Wilson Index and alphabets, and then it's got my calendar on it so I can see where I'm away and where I can do parkrun on those days. So yes, it's a bit crazy, but it's fun.
But there's still some flexibility in it as well, isn't there? Because not every weekend is taken up with travel or finding a specific numbers, because sometimes you have to wait for those. I have
to do Rockingham because that's my home and that's where all my friends are and that's where it started, and I feel bad if I spend too long away. So it's like, yep, I'll go away for 2 weeks. Yep, I've got to come back to Rockingham. Then I'll go and do another couple of weeks. And then I think my biggest one was 12 weeks away. Some of that was holidays. Some of it was just I was doing volunteering around the place so I could finish volunteering at every parkrun in Western Australia. So it was like, oh, now I've got to come back because I've missed all my people. So it's a real family at your main one sort of thing.
What does it mean to you, your family, or the community?
My family think I'm just crazy, and they're just like, well, where are you this week, Mum? Are you even here? So, but I just like the fact that you can get out and you can meet people that all have the same liking. Everyone goes to parkrun because they all want to get out and do something, and it's a good way to start the Saturdays. So to me, it's, it means you get up, you do something and your day started and you're active and you feel better for yourself that you're out there and doing something.
Gives you that activity, gets you
going for the weekend, and it's, set the start. Yep, okay, I'm ready now. I can do anything after this. I've done my park run, so now I'm ready to do anything.
So some people like to do morning exercise and other people like to do afternoon.
Saturday's my only exercise. Park run's my only day of the week I exercise. I've got no time. But I'm like, nope, I've got to be out of bed. I could stay in bed all day in the school holidays and whatever if I'm home. But Saturdays, my alarm goes off and I'm up and out and at parkrun. And I could drive 2 hours to parkrun in the morning, like from Rockingham to 2J, just to do parkrun, to then have, go to the bakery, get a pie and a drink, and then turn around and drive home. So, just the crazy things you do.
Yes, Moore is another one from Perth.
Yes.
That's 100 miles in the old money,
Yes.
160 kilometres, pretty much on the dot.
Yes, and I've done that one. I've been known to drive my car with a blow-up mattress in the back, and you pull up in the darkest spot you can find, and you set your alarm for the morning, you get up and you go to parkrun, then you turn around and you drive home. My car's had many nights parked at parkrun start lines or close by.
Well, there you go. We did live in the car when we drove across the country, but not specifically for a parkrun.
Yep, no, I've done that too. Pull up on the side of the road across the Nullarbor and get up the next morning as soon as it's light and drive across to the next one. We drove across with the 4 kids and got to Renmark at about midnight, 2 a.m, and then found the parkrun start line, pulled up there. We all slept in the car. They stayed in the car while I got up the next morning and did my 5K parkrun, came back, got in the car, and then we continued driving to my parents' place.
Timing, just perfect
timing. It's like, we've got to keep driving because we've got to get to there before 8 a.m. So we were lucky we had 4 driving that day, so it was easy to space it out.
And what about the community?
Just knowing everybody and knowing that they are there to help and support you. If you've got something happening, there's always somebody that will talk to you, and there's so many people with so much different backgrounds that you can pick up bits and pieces from everyone to help you out. It's like a family with so many different people and they're all happy to support you, and I just love going and seeing all my friends that I would probably have never met if I hadn't have gone to parkrun.
That's incredible. You show up at parkrun and can you
got
pretty much
300 different friends then.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's it.
And then you see them down the street and you stop and have a conversation with them, and it's like, how do you know them? Oh, from parkrun. Don't know anything about them, like history-wise or whatever else work-wise, but I know they're parkrun and we can have a full-on conversation because we know each other. It's, they're just your other friends. So you only see them once a week, but they're your friends.
Yeah, they may or may not be chasing similar
Yeah.
milestones to what you're doing and challenges.
They may not even know about these challenges that I'm doing.
There's a few.
We went to America 6 years ago, and at that point, America didn't have very many. So we did one at Roosevelt Island, but the other places we were going to be on the Saturdays, that was too far to try to do. Got to Canada and thought, we can get one done on Saturday, no worries. And then found that it was New Year's Day and went, we've actually got a New Year's Day double at that point. So we were able to get 2 done on the New Year's Day. So, yeah.
So the doubles don't happen anymore.
No.
But what used to happen is that some of the park runs in an area would start a little early and other ones would start a little bit later, and then you could run one and then zip across to the other and run a second one on the same.
Yeah, get your two runs. It was the only day in the year that you could get 2 runs at parkrun.
That's right. But when people started to cross the UK in order to get 2 runs on different coasts, things started to get a little out of hand.
Yes, and then that comes down to fatigue after running and then driving and safety-wise, they decided that, no, we can't do that anymore.
So that the golden times.
Yes. So there is some that you can do, and that's on the borders, but you can only do 1 run. So technically I can go to New South Wales and do their run in the morning, Queensland in the morning, and then finish that and duck over across to New South Wales and do a volunteer over there, so I can get 2 different events on the same day, but I can't run them both because parkrun will take my time away.
So the place that we experienced that had that as well was Devonport in Tasmania.
Yes, because they start early.
Yeah, just the one park run starts at, I'm used to an 8 o'clock start, and that's what the Devonport, the main one.
And the rest of them start at 9 o'clock.
And all the other ones in Tasmania start at 9 a.m.
Yep.
So, and there's one that's, not far down the road that you physically you can make it, but One of the times gets wiped.
Sydney has the same. They've got Centennial Park, I'm pretty sure, starts at 7 and the rest start at 8. But, yeah, the second one will get wiped as your time.
While it's possible, it's not
Not
rewarding.
Not rewarding, no, because if it doesn't count, it doesn't count, so it's not worth doing.
Exactly.
If it doesn't happen on the sheets, it's not worth it.
Exactly. So, Nicole, if somebody wanted to do parkrun challenges, how would they go about it? What would they do? How would they do it?
The best thing is to get your 5K app and see what challenges are there, and then look at it'll already show you what you've already got towards it. So I think at the moment there's a snakes challenge, and that's 10 parkruns starting with S. I think 10. So I think I'm sitting at 7, but again, there's no more in Western Australia, so I've got to travel to get any more of them. So the next, it's just, the 5K app, and that will show you challenges and see what you've done as to what's the easiest thing to do for you to start with. And then it does become addictive, yes, very addictive. And it's like, okay, yep, I'll do this one this week. And I've got to do this one, I've got to do this one. So.
And some of the challenges, you have to go to particular locations in order to progress your challenge, because that's what you're after.
Yes.
Like it comes down to a set date and that sort of thing.
I've got my calendar set up at the moment to show me what dates I've got left in the year that I need to do a parkrun on. And I think at the moment I will finish doing a parkrun on every date of the year in something like 2032, because I will miss Anzac Day this year because I won't be home, so I won't be able to do it. So that takes it out to about 2032 for the next Anzac Day falling on a Saturday.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, so I've got probably 20, 25 dates left of the year to do. So
that's a parkrun on every date of the year.
Yep.
And, of course, there's one parkrun a week except for the special occasion dates.
So we've got Christmas Day and New Year's Day in Australia, and then there's varying ones. It's New Year's Day everywhere in the world, and then the different countries get to choose their second choice. So every country has 2 separate special days in the year.
So, for example, Singapore would have New Year's Day and Independence Day.
National Day, yep.
On National Day.
And Malaysia has Malaysia Day. Japan has Greenery Day. The likes Netherlands has Whit Monday. Sweden has Ascension Day. There's, I think, Germany Day. There's, quite a few different ones. The 5K app, if you look on the planner, it tells you all the different dates as to what's happening, which ones are running on what days.
Yeah, so it's pretty easy to register for parkrun, get out to parkrun and have a look at the...
Become addicted.
Yes, and the 5K app is the tool.
That's right.
Well, thank you very much, Nicole.
Thank you, Paul.
But I should ask before we close out, what's next?
Next is working off Wilson index numbers, because currently I would love to do my Nendi, which is the next closest parkrun that I haven't done to my location. Currently for my home, it's Cooperpedy, and that's just a little bit far to drive just for a weekend. So I've got to work out when I can make a trip across Nullarbor with a slight detour of 700 k's up to come back down 700 k's to get my Nendi.
So Wilson Index is the
Wilson
go for
Index
now.
is the go for now, I think.
Well, thank you very much, Nicole, for coming to Forest.chat, and all Forest.chat listeners wish you the best with your future endeavours.
Thank you very much.
You've been listening to Forest.chat, where we talk about individual endeavour in Western Australia, what it takes, what it means, and how you do it. I'm your host, Paul Vandermeer, and in today's episode, we're talking with Nicole Watson about parkrun challenges. Remember, there are 4 ways to get involved with Forest.chat. Share the domain Forest.chat with your friends and family and people you meet. When you sign up for emails, you get advance notice of the episodes. Listen to the episodes at forest.chat/episodes. If you do something interesting or other people might find interesting, book an interview at forest.chat/interview. If you want to support a small business, book an advert at forest.chat/advert. I'm looking forward to joining you with our next guest. Until then, enjoy making it happen.